It may seem that something is going on in the water where all of these old allegations of SA are coming out about these male celebrities. It's not something that's going on in the water, is that New York is changing their statute of limitations and it is making all of these women come out and speak about SA. So, one of the latest allegations, Jamie Foxx is now facing an SA lawsuit. Foxx is accused of groping and assaulting a woman in a New York bar in 2015. Jamie Foxx has been accused of SA, with the actor being named as a defendant in a new civil lawsuit filed in New York tonight. The complaint lodged by an unnamed woman alleged that Foxx assaulted her at a rooftop bar in the city in 2015. Okay, so this is explaining why so many lawsuits. In case you're wondering why so many prominent SA lawsuits have been filed in New York over the last 2 weeks, including the already settled case against Sean Combs, plus those against Guns N' Roses' Axel Rose and Beats Electronics' Jimmy Iovine earlier tonight, is likely because of the upcoming expiration of the state's Adult Survivors Act. The act, enacted back in May of 2022, created a 1 year period wherein alleged victims of SA could file civil suits on charges where the statute of limitations had lapsed. The period expires November 24th of this year. All right, the suit accuses Fox of meeting the woman at the bar where her group asked for a picture. Fox allegedly began complimenting the woman, then took her by the arm and brought her to a secluded area where he began to grope her before putting his hands into her pants and essaying her. The suit alleges that a security guard observed the groping but did nothing. Fox stopped after one of the woman's friends came to check on her. The lawsuit is seeking compensation for pain, suffering, and emotional distress, anxiety, and humiliation. So far, Fox's team has yet to comment. I do want to remind us all that Jamie Foxx and Diddy are actually friends. I'm just putting that out there because Diddy just settled with Cassie, and I'm wondering if this is a case of birds of a feather flock together. This one titled, Jamie Foxx, he said he threw a $400 party to show Diddy how to party on a budget. Like I said, I'm just showing that they are friends. Jamie Foxx is a late night hot. Okay, so one time on the Colbert Show, he said of Diddy, I would hang out and watch him throw parties. He threw a party and said, Yo, Playboy, this costs $1.5 million. I'm like, you are out of your mind. I said, Puff, I will throw you a party for $400 that will rival this party. Fox says Diddy was a bit offended at first, but eventually went along with it. He called and said, Yo, Playboy, I'm in town. Make it happen. I said, cool. He said, adding that he went on to invite 200 of the coolest people before Diddy finally arrived. I said, Puff, look over there on the dinner table. I got Kentucky Fried Chicken. I put it on a nice plate. I got Coca-Cola. I put it in a pitcher. We're at $208 and we are killing it right now. So, like I said, this is just to show that these two are friends. They kick it. They probably hang out in a similar circle of people. So, I'm just wondering, is this the case of birds of a feather? Y'all go ahead and chime in. Let me know what you think on this one. Like, comment. I wonder how many more of these stories are going to come out of New York. This one, Axel Rose sued by former model who alleges he SA'd her back in 1989. Let's see what happened with this one. A new lawsuit accuses Guns N' Roses singer Axl Rose of SA and battery over an alleged attack in a Manhattan hotel suite back in 1989. Sheila Kennedy's suit claims she suffered severe emotional, physical, financial, and psychological distress when Rose, real name William Bailey, used his fame, status, and power as a celebrity and performer in the music industry to gain access to manipulate, control, and violently SA her. In the 10-page complaint filed Wednesday in New York Supreme Court, the plaintiff, an actress and model who was the 1983 Penthouse Pet of the Year, says she met Rose in early February 1989 in a New York nightclub. Kennedy had been invited to the club by a friend who was a fan of Guns N' Roses and who told Kennedy that Rose would be there. When Kennedy approached Rose's table, the suit alleges she immediately felt his eyes and attention turned to her. The singer asked Kennedy if she'd like to go back to his Central Park West hotel for a party with him and Ricky Rockman, then a fill-in host for MTV's Headbangers Ball at Rose's luxury suite. Other acquaintances of Rose and Rockman arrived for the party, and the complaint alleges Rose provided cocaine, champagne, and alcohol to his guests. Kennedy soon found herself in Rose's bedroom, in bed with Rose, Rockman, and another model. Rose began kissing and having sex with the other model. Kennedy became uncomfortable. Her suit says Rose was aggressive in a way that appeared painful for the model. Kennedy and Rockman then left Rose's room and went to Rockman's room. Suddenly, Kennedy heard objects being thrown and the sound of glass shattering. She also heard Rose screaming at the model. In response to the commotion, Rockman warned Kennedy, "It's going to get bad." The suit goes on to allege that Rose grabbed Kennedy by her robe and knocked her to the floor, then grabbed her by the hair, dragged her across the suite back to his room. She also says Rose tied her hands behind her back with pantyhose while he was in a sexual volatile rage. Rose then essayed Kennedy, the suit says, forcibly penetrating Kennedy's behind with his member. Kennedy did not consent and felt overpowered. She understood that the safest thing to do was to lie in bed and wait for Rose to finish assaulting her. The lawsuit also alleges battery and seeks unspecified damages and a jury trial. Mr. Rose is confident this case will be resolved in his favor. Once again, I wonder how the chips may fall and what more is going to come out of New York and how many other closets will have skeletons that come tumbling out. You guys go ahead and weigh in. I already said it's getting wild in New York. So, music mogul Jimmy Iovine accused of SA and harassment. Jimmy Iovine, co-founder of Interscope Records and of the headphone brand Beats, has been accused of SA and harassment by an unnamed woman. Iovine was served a summons ahead of the lawsuit being filed against him. The New York court documents contains allegations that the woman suffered as a result of being SA'd, forcibly touched, and subjected to sexual harassment and retaliation in violation of anti-discrimination laws in or around August 2007. She is seeking compensation via damages. A spokesperson for Iovine told Variety, "We are quite shocked and baffled by this alleged claim. This inquiry is the first we've heard of this matter. No one has ever made a claim like this against Jimmy Iovine, nor have we been contacted or made aware of any complaint by anyone, including this unknown plaintiff prior to now." Iovine has 20 days to respond to the summons, or 30 if the summons isn't delivered to him in person. Iovine 70 is one of the most high-profile producers and moguls in the U.S. music industry. He worked as an engineer on albums such as Bruce Springsteen, Born to Run in the mid-70s, Rising to, this is just his accolades. Okay. Once again, these allegations come because New York State's Adult Survivors Act passed in 2022 and it's about to close. The window is closing, so all of these allegations and lawsuits are coming out. So I'm not sure who else is going to be outed or sued, but I guess we'll see. And another one, Daisy Jones and the Six actor Sebastian Shayon accused of SA by 3 women. Okay, this is Sebastian Shayon. I have no idea who this man is. All right, Sebastian Shayon, the actor who recently appeared in the miniseries Daisy Jones and the Six as drummer Warren Rojas, has been accused of SA by 3 women in a new lawsuit. A complaint filed Monday in New York and reviewed by Entertainment Weekly accuses Shayon, 30, of sexual, physical, and emotional abuse between 2017 and 2022, with the alleged incidents occurring across New York, Los Angeles, and New Orleans. The women are unnamed in the complaint, identified as Jane 1, Jane Doe 2, and Jane Doe 3. Jane Doe 1 alleges that Shayon groomed her when she was 16 and he was 24, having met on the set of the TV movie Crash and Burn. She accuses Shayon of SAing her in his home after he encouraged her to consume alcohol, even though she was legally unable to provide consent. Jane Doe 2 and Jane Doe 3, who say they were in romantic relationships with Shayon, both allege that he strangled them during non-consensual sex until they lost consciousness and that he continued to have sex with them. Jane Doe 2 alleges that when she confronted Shayon about an instance of non-consensual sex, he cited an addiction. A representative for Shayon didn't have immediate comment on Wednesday afternoon, but told EW that a statement was forthcoming. Jane Doe 2 and 3 also accused Chacon of love bombing them before becoming hostile, aggressive, and emotionally manipulative, according to the complaint. The women are requesting compensatory damages for all physical injuries, emotional distress, physical harm, anxiety, humiliation, physical and emotional pain and suffering, and other harm in the amount to be determined at trial, as well as punitive damages. Aurori DiCarlo, an attorney for the three women, told EW that the facts as described in the complaint speak for themselves. I'm very honored to represent these women. It takes immense courage to stand up to an abuser, especially someone in the public. So that is, yeah, more and more just keep coming. We'll see if there's any more to add to this list.